Hi, this is a JavaScript tutorial on how to make bubbles in a glass. First off, I've got three assets, which are the bubble, which is 128 by 128 pixels, the background glass, which is 207 by 495, and a foreground glass, which only contains the parts I want to obscure the bubbles. Not too much worry about the bottom, as we're going to set a starting point for the bubbles, but it must be transparent, as you can see. So we shall be using jQuery and GSAP. We don't really need jQuery, but we'll just use it anyway. So let's get started. So first of all, let's structure our little application. So we're going to need JavaScript includes, and we're going to use a CSS file. I'm not going to bother with Sass or less or SCSS. There's no point for something so small. And so jQuery. Oh, typical. Use Node to grab it, it's just quicker, and then I'll clean up the Node files because it leaves a lot. jQuery minus dev, so I'll save it locally instead of global with a -G. jQuery min. Let's actually do the same with GSAP. GSAP -D. GSAP, so minified. And clean up, and we're going to have our application, which is going to be main.js. And we need a HTML file. Let's put our images in the folder. And let's get coding. Alright. Let's see if I do have a template, do I? And I think I do, yes. Word wrap. Include our CSS file. Include our JavaScript. And GSAP let's get our script, which is main.js. And our application is going to be bubbles in a glass, so we need a container for our lesson. Let's call it lesson. And we have 3 layers. So we have the bubbles container, and on top of that we have the glass, which is transparent to obscure the bubbles in certain areas, and we have the background of the non-transparent glass. That should be it. Let's make this bigger for you. As you can see, nothing of that. All fine. Just check. Cool. And let's get. I think that's caps. No. Okay. Lesson. Relative for absolute positions inside. How big is this going to be? $207 by $495. So a glass top, absolute left at 0, top 0. And that's going to be our glass bottom. Z index 10, Z index 13, and our bubbles container. 11, 12, I don't like 13. So let's place our images in. Let's build the size. Looks good. So we can see our background on the bubbles container, which is black box, like so. So our bubble is going to be inside there. Okay, and that's lazy man function time. Saves typing console.log. Just type log. And the jQuery shortcut for document ready or on the load. Test it, and we're good. So, okay, let's start working on variables. Let's just call our application. So this, I've always liked doing this. Readability. And let's build our app. So check. And it would be good if we started our application. So new class bubbles. Start is not a function, which I thought. Var start. Nope. This. Yes. Public is this. Private is var. So I can act as a constructor, as a law to execute via that. So first up, variable definitions. Initialization. We need not many, so bubbles container. Bubble count. Let's go from there for now. Let's do it that way. It's a bit cleaner. Perfect. We need to set a timeout to run this constantly. So if you ever want to stop it, so stop command will just exit. It'll just exit with return null. Why is PHP still giving me an error there? Unnecessary. Ignore. So set timeout, and it will be generate bubbles every 1 second. Let's just test that. Repeat. Looks good. And so we need to create bubble HTML based at any random X from there to there and animate it up. So let's create the bubble HTML. And we need bubble CSS. That'll be absolute because it's moving. We don't care about its initial position. It is a display of block, which is in the div anyway. Width, say 2. Nice easy size, even though it is a different size completely. 128 by 128, but 16.9 kilobyte. We'll resize it some other time. We're only scaling down, not up, so no pixelization. And nice. And that should be enough for that. Every bubble will have its unique ID, which we'll take from the count, bubble count. So we want bubble, which is the style, and bubble ID. UID. It does that auto format. And that's the bubble. So now we need to append that to the DOM inside the bubbles container. Nice. CSS error. Background size cover, I think it is. Yes. So resize the image to fit the div. You just get darker and darker, stack it up on the same spot. Always trace what you're doing, log what you're doing. Makes things easy. Just test press stop. I think it's clear timeout. Yeah, see, it didn't execute the timer and hit number 2. So that's start and stops. Generate bubbles. Okay, so we have the bubble and now we want to set its position and animate. Let's call this bubble HTML. Now we need to find the DOM element to animate, even though we've just created it, but we need to animate it. If we didn't use jQuery, we wouldn't have to do it. And it's just test that. Did work, but we only tried it once. Perfect. Pardon. Now for the animation, we're going to use TweenMax. We could use jQuery, but it's not as good. First we'll set its position, so bubble, and its Y is going to be. Actually, we don't need to set this position. We just want tween from 2. From 2. So this takes target to tween, the time, speed. So we'll need a variable for that. We want to start X, which is going to be in the position randomly between the glass width. What's the glass? 207, say minus 10 for that, minus 10 for that. Let's call it 180 just to be safe. And start Y equals 495. Say the base is about 20 pixels. So 4. That's more than that. 50 pixels. That's right, 420. So the bubble, the speed from 2. So from X, start X, Y, start Y, format, to Y0. And there's an animation. And look at that, it fits in the width. Lucky guess on the 180. So let's give them random sizes. They're a bit big for a bubble, so times 1 would give a random number between 0.0 to 1.0. So let's say 70% from the scale of 0. And we got to apply it. And if you've noticed, there's an ease going on here. We don't want that. So ease linear, I think it is. Ease none. Let's see if that works. That's the one. And scales are too small, so we want a range between 0.3 and plus 0.4. As you can see, that one went too far. So let's just fix that. Fix large bubbles too close to right hand side. If scale is greater than 0.5 and start x is greater than 170, start x minus 10. Let's crank the speed up. Oh, let's randomize the speed. It'll look a bit better as well. Let's crank the speed up a second. Time up. I think we could still do it. It's okay. Yeah, looks good to me. A random speed between 3 and 5. So 3 plus possible maximum of 2. And there we have our bubbles. Let's remove that log because it's annoying. Now we need to remove the bubbles once they hit our location. This is why I don't use jQuery, because you got callbacks. It's better to use, and it's not so inline, more action scripty or TypeScript. So on complete, remove bubble. On complete params. Bubble UID. Oh, we can just pass it bubble, I think. Let's find out. And it comes back as an array. Oh dear. There we go. So I didn't need to have that after all. And there we have it, bubbles in a glass. I think our random speed is a little bit too fast still. Too slow. Bit of fine tuning. And that's it. Thank you for watching.